The first order of business when addressing a group of people is trying to understand who those people are, trying to get under their skin, trying to understand what they're going through and what they need to hear. And in this particular case, speaking to parents, family members of chayalim, of soldiers at the front, chayalim v'chayalot, soldiers at the front, it is something which I feel utterly inadequate to be able to properly put myself in your shoes, the uniqueness of the stress and of that challenge, and hope and pray that that Hashem continue to give you the strength, and that in some way these words could have some meaning. What can I share with you? What can a person on the other side of the ocean share with you from a distance, someone not in the same situation? So I want to share with you perhaps an old story and grounded in a Torah thought, and then share with you a reality that's happening today about you and about your children, something that we here have the privilege to see, to experience, and to some degree to be a part of every single day, that I hope and pray will give you and your children strength and siyata d'shmaya and God's help. The story is an instructive and inspiring story that I read once, that Rav Yitzchak Hutner said when he arrived in the Slobodka Yeshiva, that famed academy of unique education and pedagogy in the world of the yeshivos. It was either Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur before Musaf, and he got a message from someone who walked over to him and said that the Alter of Slobodka, the leader of the yeshiva, wants to know your name and your mother's name. And he looked at him quizzically. Why? He was fine, he was healthy. He said that the Alter wants to daven for you. He wants to pray for you. You're a student in the yeshiva. He wants to pray for you, for your success, for your well-being. And that moment, that realization, just put yourself, let's put ourselves in that place. Imagine that. A small, young student, a new freshie in a huge academy with an incredible leader, and that leader just wants to focus in on you, how you're doing, and pray to Hashem for your continued success. How strengthening that is. And we've tried to adopt that, and I share with people all the time, it's such a valuable and meaningful practice for each of us as parents, that every time we daven, not just at times of extreme stress and difficulty when somebody's going through something, but just as a matter of course, we touch base with Hashem, with God every day. Let's speak to Him about that which is most precious to us, and mention our children by name, mention our grandchildren by name, and do that. And that's meaningful. It's powerful to be praying to God for their success, for the siyata d'shmaya, for the divine help that will come from that. And it's not bad if they know that as well, that someone every day is praying for them. Someone every day is praying for them. And really the lesson is derived much earlier than from a story of the Alter of Slobodka. It's actually the story of the first time we know that someone prayed for a soldier on the battlefield. I believe it's the first time. And that person is Yehoshua. You know that in Parshat Shlach it says that Moshe called someone who was known as Hoshea, he called him Yehoshua, because he said, Ka Yoshiacha me'atzas meraglim, God should spare you from falling in with the spies. So it's an interesting thing. Yehoshua we learn about much earlier in the Torah, and he's already called Yehoshua. If Moshe only named him now, so that God should spare you from the spies. But the answer is simple, that when we were introduced to Yehoshua earlier, it was when Yehoshua was going out to be a chayal, to go out and to fight, to be a soldier, to fight against Amalek. And what happened there? Yehoshua went out into the battlefield, and Moshe was on the mountaintop, and he had his hands raised in prayer to Hashem for Yehoshua's success. It wasn't new at the time of the spies that Moshe started praying for Yehoshua. He prayed for Yoshua every day about whatever challenge he was in. God should help you. Kol Yoshiacha. Yoshua walked around, and his name was Hoshea, but it became part of his name, part of his identity, that there's someone there that's praying for me, for my success. And the first time was when Yoshua went out on the battlefield. And Moshe was there praying for him. Kol Yoshiacha. God should spare you. He should spare you from the arrows and from the swords of the battlefield. To carry that around is meaningful. And I want you to know, we want you to know, we have the opportunity to be in shuls all over the place, from right to left, from Hasidi, Haredi, regular Orthodox, modern Orthodox. Everywhere we go, every tefillah, people are praying. They're praying for your sons and your daughters on the battlefield. They're praying for their safety. They're praying for their success. Klal Yisrael's praying. Our grandchildren, some of our grandchildren join every night. There's a Zoom, I think it's outgrown Zoom, at 6 o'clock, where today I believe it's more than 2,000 families every night get on with their young children. It's a program for young children. It's representing 6,000, 7,000 children to pray for the Chayalim, to be inspired for a few minutes and then to pray for your sons and daughters. It's a hard place to be, an unimaginably hard place to be in their shoes, to be in your shoes. It's important for you to know. It's important for you to know that thousands and thousands and thousands of your brothers and sisters who don't know what you're going through, but are sitting here trying to imagine, are davening, are praying for your children's safety, for your children's success, for your strength, for the day soon, Be'ezus Hashem, when each and every one of your children will come home safe, healthy, strong, for a big hug from home, from you, to share that with you, and Be'ezus Hashem, to never have to go back to fight again, because we will have, Be'ezrat Hashem, achieved some enduring shalom ba'aretz, l'chol yoshveha. Ken Yehi Ratzon.